INDIGOSKEYE, aka Trigger Ranking. I had to flip out my last live and I just came back. So, shit, hey, y'all keeping with us on the Karma Cafe, man. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Whenever y'all come in, let me know where you coming from, like city, state, Providence, things of that nature. Country, whatever. Just let me know where you coming in from, cause I need to know. Uh, that's it. If you wanna donate to the channel, man, all the cash app and everything is up there in the description. So, but yeah, man, let's we gotta go back. We gotta go back. So we finna do Law and Crime Network. This is their video. We are reacting to.
Lil Durk's federal case just hit a whole new level of chaos. So authorities are now requesting an anonymous jury after alleged threats against a judge and prosecutor. Prosecutors say the rapper tried to
Damn, they threatened the judge? Threatened the motherfucking judge?
destroy an Apple Watch in jail to cover his tracks, and he's now being accused of allegedly taking out hits on his own O-Block associates. With his trial currently set for January, the stakes couldn't be higher. We are going to break down all the latest updates in this case with a former federal prosecutor. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, the Lil Durk case just took another wild turn, maybe series of turns is the best way to explain it. So federal prosecutors are now saying that the Chicago rapper, A, ordered hits on his own O-Block associates for failing to retaliate after the death of fellow artist King Von. They are pushing for an anonymous jury, claiming that threats have already been made against both the judge and a prosecutor. And you add in the fact that Durk was allegedly caught with an Apple Watch in jail and tried to destroy it. So this case is now spiraling, right? What is going on here? How do we break it down? How do we get here? We're going to rewind for a second before we break down the new updates. So,
it look like Durk, boy. You might all my life. All my life.
Lil Durk, whose real name is Derek Banks, is still being held in federal detention in Los Angeles following his October 2024 arrest. Prosecutors claim that Durk orchestrated a murder-for-hire plot back in 2022, sending members of his crew from Chicago to LA to target rapper Quando Rondo. That this was a form of retaliation, they say, for the 2020 killing of Durk's close friend, King Von.
Throughout time,
we have raised the standard for the industry worldwide.
our people and our innovative spirit
There's no engine out there that's like it. Unlike anything the industry has ever done before.
have made us who we are.
Next, a red-hot engine.
In the shooting that followed, though, Quando wasn't the one who died. It was actually his cousin, Sabaya Robinson, who was killed in what prosecutors are calling this ambush-style attack at a gas station. Now, Durk isn't accused of pulling the trigger himself. He is accused of ordering the hit, allegedly funding it and directing it. That is what landed him a stack of federal charges, including conspiracy, firearm offenses, murder for hire resulting in death. His defense has been very aggressive, though. One of the biggest moments in this case came earlier this year when Lil Durk's legal team filed a motion to dismiss the federal indictment entirely, or at the very least, force prosecutors to turn over the grand jury materials that led to the indictment. Remember, grand jury materials are usually secret. But in that filing, Durk's attorneys argued the prosecutors misled the grand jury by presenting false and misleading evidence. Specifically, they mentioned one of Durk's songs, Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, which they claim was wrongly used to connect him to the 2022 murder for hire plot. The thing is, the argument they make, he had actually written the lyrics that prosecutors were citing months before the killing. The defense wrote in that filing, the only open question is how such patently false information,
that's not a good argument because if you wrote it months before the killing, like okay, you might have been, foretelling the future because you
Came
know
to be
you
within the
want
grand jury's purview to begin with. One answer is that the prosecutors who prepared and presented the government's evidence knew that the evidence was false. Another is that the prosecutor who presented the evidence did not know it to be false, but the witness who conveyed it did. And the third answer is that the evidence was obtained and presented with reckless disregard for patent falsity. And really, the big picture here is that Dirk's team is bringing up a really important argument early on, that rap lyrics shouldn't be used as evidence of violence. This is a common theme we've talked.
Jay-Z them, I think Meek Mill too them. They
In a lot of trials, right? Federal prosecutors, they ended up filing a new superseding, amended indictment, deleted the contested lyrics, brought an end to that motion.
Jay-Z them was like, hey, you can't use like whatever somebody uses on rap lyrics and all this other shit, you can't make it like, it's really true.
That issue. Now we got to talk about what's happening today. All right, I know this is a 180, but I gotta tell you about this new sponsor we have on Sidebar. It is a brand called Wild Grain. This is the first baked from frozen subscription box for artisanal breads, seasonal pastries, fresh pastas, and Wild Grain's products. They bake in 25 minutes or less. Now, that doesn't mean that they're skipping on quality, okay? Because unlike store-bought items, like everything you see out there, Wild Grain, they use a slow fermentation process that is to dismiss. That is where we left off. Things have escalated. We got a lot of developments to talk about. I want to bring on friend of the show, former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani. Nima, thank you so much for taking the time. Always love having you on here. Okay, let's start here. From big picture of the case, how common is it for someone to face federal charges for ordering an assassination, right? Even if they didn't pull the trigger themselves. Is it common?
Jesse, always good being on. It's usually not common. Usually they'll throw that in with the actual murder or some sort of RICO charge. But here, the feds apparently believe that Little Dirk is the one who's the shot caller, even though he's not pulling the trigger. We do see these murder for hire cases stateside more, but the feds are really interested in this case for some reason, maybe because of who Little Dirk is.
Do you think that there's strong evidence that he directed this in some way, was funding it in some way, was the mastermind behind it in some way?
I think there's evidence. Is it a lock?
Hey man, I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta get me something to eat, man. I'm gonna let y'all. I'll be back probably a little later on. Y'all kill me in the Karma Cafe. Like, subscribe, share, definitely hit notifications. Peace and one, bro.